Yo guys, what's up? Before I start the video, I just want to say a big shout out to Sicken. He's a co-leader in my clan in Clash Royale, best clan in Australia. I'll be real, it's pretty gangster. We got a lot of people talking in there. It's real nice. We do war battles. It's all that cool stuff. Now, what I wanted to say first is I did ask him to shout out himself or his socials for this, but he said he doesn't really use social media and stuff like that. So what he did say I could shout out was All Stone and Glass, West Gosford, which I believe is in New South Wales. I'll double check that and I'll put that in the description. So if you need any stone and glass or any of that sort of thing, I'll see if they have a website, any sort of things like that. But get it done. New South Wales, West Gosford. Go check your boys out. Next on that, I also wanted to say, yeah, GG's Sicken. He's played very well. I didn't know his deck in the first battle, and then in the second battle I was, a bit more able to predict his plays, and there's nothing really more to it than that. He was a genuine guy. He wasn't cocky, he wasn't rude. He was thankful that I was able to play some ones with him, and it was overall a very good experience. So without that out the way, I'll get us into the replays. I decided I wanted to do some commentary on this because, I didn't want to just post these ones. I felt like this was a little bit more special. So I'll get us started. This is the first game of 2. We're going to sit here and I'll commentate a little bit. And keep in mind, along the whole journey, we're always doing lots of friendly emotes. He started off with a good play here with the Prince and Hog Rider combo, and then he got lots of arrows value. My Mega Knight was very low on this counter push due to the Prince. Getting a little well played there. And of course the Knight's going to take that out with just one hit. Sneaky Bats in here, which I believe he may have zapped. Yep, did zap those, which forced me out to use my Executioner when I really wouldn't have liked to. So here I used a little sneaky tech in order to push the Executioner closer to the tower. Put the wall breakers behind it. It didn't work out because he had good reaction. Absolutely, completely screwed up my Goblin Drill placement there. But it's a bit difficult when there's a Valkyrie or a Splash unit, because it'll just absolutely take it out instantly. I believe he did overdo the push with the arrows here. It was good minions, which I was able to get some good arrows value on, as well as damage on the tower, with the arrows and the skeleton barrel. However, the minions took out most of the skeletons before I could do any sort of, play against them. I know he just used his zap and arrows, so I decided, well, I did decide that, but apparently he's already cycled back to his zap. Keep in mind as well, and look at that, I just completely wasted my freaking drill, which I could have used on defense. I don't know what I'm doing that emo for. Barely able to defend that tower, but I was able to take his other tower in the meantime with the Goblin Drill, which, I'm still at a disadvantage here, although I was able to get that Hog Rider before it got a hit. And after that, I saw that he was going for that Hog Rider play, so I decided I should try and predict it next time he does, which I do believe I was able to. That arrows was a little unfortunate, didn't get all of the minions in there, but they were unable to get a hit. He did use the arrows, which if I didn't Executioner, may have gotten the hit with the Prince. And that was just an unfortunate Valk. Sucking the wall breakers into the tower. I was able to not so much predict, but react to that Hog Rider there. And from there, that was game 1. You can see, obviously, good game. Nice love heart emote. It was all love in this game. It was great. It was honestly great battles. He's a very good player. But without that, all that out the way, let's get into the second one. This is game number 2. As you can see, doing some good lucks, some love, This was lucky. If I didn't have arrows in my starting hand, I would have been cooked here. Luckily, I put the skeleton barrel down in time to be able to get the goblin drill there quick enough and, you know, not take any damage on that tower. I was getting the wall breakers ready to kite the knight back, but, you know, the tower was able to do that for me anyway. I do believe I split them here. And I think he Valks the left side, no, the right side, sorry, so he's going to forfeit a bit of damage on the left, which is a better case than the right tower, which was already damaged a little bit more. Does the prince get a hit? No, did not. It's amazing that Zap takes out spear goblins and not regular goblins. I think that's one of the interactions that makes Zap just so much worse than Log, to be honest. And Executioner got bored of that, so he decided to go on tower for some reason. I think these goblins are enough to get me a little bit of stabs here, just one. Oh, yeah, he didn't want to take the damage there, so I've gone for a split lane push, which he gets the Valk in time, which is good. I didn't think he had enough elixir for a Zap or arrows. But at this point, I'd already been able to cycle back to my goblin army. Yeah, that does get a charge, which was unfortunate. But just Evo Execution is so good at, you know, DPS troops like Prince that have to get in close. They're very, very, you know, it does the double damage, I believe, double at the close range. Even troops it doesn't knock back, it just does so much more damage. It's really useful. Was able to get the drill and the arrows on this attack here. Now he did get the arrows on my stuff there, but the hog had already sustained enough damage for it to be okay. At this point, I was just pretty much... Oh, okay, I didn't even go for the goblins here. I think I was trying to separate those troops a little bit. Get the Valkyrie away, the Evo Valk away from the Prince there, which did work out, even though the Mega Knight just starts smacking the Knight instead of the Hog Rider there. It sustained a little bit of damage. Another kite here. This was a much tougher and more close battle than the first one. Have the Evo Mega Knight here. By the way, I forgot to mention that, ooh, yeah, I got some damage there from the Prince. Nothing too bad. That was well played on him though. I believe I arrow this just in time to get like a hit, which wasn't very good actually, because it just put the Valkyrie closer to my skeletons. Although he did stuff up the arrows there, which is unfortunate. The Valkyrie getting thrown by the Mega Knight actually probably saved him a bit of grief there. Now there's an interaction with Executioner where I just completely wasted my Mega Knight on that push and gave him some good rocket value. But, you know, if the Executioner is able to get the second hit on the Hog Rider, before it hits the tower, it'll actually do no damage to the tower. And I believe, yeah, that's the end of that battle. I think my deck was a bit of a curse for him, you know. Whether we're going to talk about outplays or not, I believe that my deck was fairly countered to his. You know, I built my deck. Now, let me go back to Facecam for this actually. You know, I built my deck because when I was going up Trophy Road and grinding Ultimate Champion before the Furnace came out, every two out of 5 games was Hog Rider. So I basically built my deck and engineered it to be able to defend Hog Rider without hits, which is, you know, Evo Exy and the Evo Mega Knight, even the Goblin Drill King, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, the Goblin Drill with well timing is able to fully defend a lone Hog Rider without any damage sustained to the tower, and with the added bonus of a counter push. But yeah, there's not much more I can say about that. Like I said, go check out, if you're in New South Wales, West Gosford area, go check out All Stone and Glass from my boy Sigan. He's an employee there. But he's told me that that's a good workplace to be. So if you need any stone or glass work done, and you're in that area, definitely go and contact them. But without further ado, obviously I'll put some more on that in the description too. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and second, when you're seeing this, if you're seeing this far, I'm sorry this took me so long to get out. I've been very busy lately, doing lots of different things, but you know, I did enjoy the ones. It was a good battle. Yeah, thank you for being a good sport and playing with me. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.